everybody. I'm Peter Pepernoot. We are broadcasting live from the arrival of Sinterklaas and his helpers once again. As you know, there have been some problems with the steamer, but as always he arrived unscathed. As you can see, the good saint is riding his horse into town and greeting the crowds. Starting tonight, we're allowed to place our shoes in front of our fireplaces and radiators again. Who knows what gifts he will bring? The festivities have truly begun! Wait, hold on. What is happening? Sinterklaas has stopped and is scouring the audience as if he's recognized something. Or someone! He seems to be pointing at someone. Hold on, folks. He's getting off his horse during the parade. This is unprecedented. We are witnessing something exceptional. He is calling out to them. It sounds to me as if he is yelling, "Doctor." Does he need a doctor? Will the good saint be all right? The person he called out to is coming towards him. Ah, they seem to know each other. Sinterklaas is smiling and they are shaking hands joyfully. Well, back to you, Doertje.
Doctor! Thank you for meeting me here after the parade. It was such a surprise to see you among the people after all this time. Please, do sit down.
Thank you, Nicolas. It has been a long time indeed. It's funny to see you in your casual clothing for once. How did you know it was me?
I will tell you, but first things first. What can I get you?
Tea will be fine. Oh, and if possible, stroopwafel. Whenever I'm in the Netherlands, I always enjoy a couple of those.
Simon, 1 tea and 1 more hot chocolate with whipped cream. And if you have them, 2 stroopwafels. Now back to your question. How did I recognize it was you? Simple. You are identical as all those centuries ago. The same age and, not to mention, the same clothing.
Then you're a lucky fellow. I do change from time to time and I'm not only talking about my clothing.
Dankjewel, Simon. Do you remember our first meeting? Let me think. It was during the Council of Nicaea. I think it was around 325 AD. Sorry, sir. Excuse me, I'm in a hurry.
Nicolas, hello. No problem. You know, this is the second time today we've bumped into each other.
Wait, we've never met before. Who are you? How do you know my name?
Never mind that. You better be on your way now. You don't want to miss the opening of the council. Good day, Nicolas.
Wait. Hold on a minute. How did you know my name? You there, stranger in the black coat. Stop that man. Where are you going? That's a blind alley. There's no way out on the other side. Hold on, wait. What's that blue box? Holy Saint Mary, what sorcery is this? Heavenly Father, protect me. What's this? A ring? What craftsmanship. Look at the setting around the blue stone. It's exquisite. Now I know that that blue box was your TARDIS, but at the time I thought it was black magic.
Your memory might be faulty, my friend. This was not our first meeting.
Not our first meeting? How do you mean?
I met you before that. Let me help you. What did you do after you saw the TARDIS disappear?
I went to the opening of the council. Luckily, I was just in time.
And nothing happened on the way back? You did not speak to anyone at all?
Now that you mention it, when I opened the door to the council, I bumped into this man. I found his clothing unusual and out of place. I can recollect it still. He wore a long cream cricket coat with red lining. You know, the funniest thing was that he wore a celery on his lapel. Naturally, I apologized and didn't think much of it, but the man did ask my name and gave the oddest reply.
What did he say?
He said, Nicolas, or should I say Sinterklaas, maybe even Santa Claus would suffice. At that time, I didn't understand any of it at all.
That man was also me. It was my third, fourth, fifth incarnation that attended the council. When you bumped into me earlier that morning, I was in my current body. Therefore, I did know your name because you said it to me earlier, or rather later in your perspective of time.
Well, if you say so, Doctor.
And what about that ring? What did you do with it?
The ring? I put it in my pocket. When I was at home, I tucked it away. I completely forgot about it. A couple of years later, I found it again and decided that I might as well wear it.
Nothing happened when you started wearing it?
Well, yes. As soon as I put it on, I felt some sort of energy coursing through me. It felt like my body was renewing itself.
Okay. And did it do anything else?
Yes, it did indeed. I had to learn that at a personal cost. It happened one dreadful evening in Myra, the town of which I was bishop. Hush now, Peter. Help is on its way.
They will be too late, Nicolas.
Have faith, my good Moorish friend.
I do have faith in Allah. The wound is too deep. Those barbarians.
Tell me calmly what happened. Who did this to you?
I was just walking, as I do every day after supper. Then they came out of nowhere.
Who came?
I did not see them. Before I knew it, I got stabbed and they ran away laughing.
Peter, stay with me, friend. Do not go. Tell me how we met.
Why?
Just tell me. It will help you stay awake.
We were both young boys. Wasn't it summer?
Yes, it was, my friend. We were both swimming in a lake.
Yes, that lake.
Peter, stay awake. Friend, Pedro.
You called me by my own name. Oh, Nicolas, what good times we had. I'm sorry, my friend. You will always be my best friend. Know that.
And so will you be, Pedro. I will always remember you. Indeed, to Allah we belong, and to Allah we shall return. Out of respect, I recited his last sacrament in Arabic. His death was unnecessary, pointless, and I will always remember him.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Must have been a burden for you all these years.
Yes, and it still is. Knowing what I later learned, I could have saved him. Several years later, I visited a child to give him his last sacrament. I prayed and put my hand, the hand with the ring, on his forehead. That's when the miracle happened. The ring glowed, and as soon as I raised my hand, a yellow light came forth from it. The child itself also emitted this same yellow light.
What happened to the child?
The child recovered and lived to be much older. Ever since then, I knew that the ring had divine power. Had I worn the ring the night that Pedro died, I could have saved him.
You can't tell me you've never tried to use that power again.
I came up with a plan to travel and to use its power only for good and in honor of Pedro. As I was telling you, after I put on the ring, I felt like a reborn man and discovered that I was aging at a much slower pace than others.
As Alice would say, curiouser and curiouser.
Yes, indeed. The next step was to fake my own death. After all, I was a public figure, the Bishop of Myra. For said death, I needed a body.
You didn't kill someone, right?
It's a nasty story. It happened on one of my journeys. As always, I traveled incognito. I needed a place to stay for the night. Luckily, I found an inn and...
Of course, we have a room for you. Can't I get you anything else, kind sir?
A hot meal would be nice. And a hot beverage too. It's cold outside, after all.
Yes, it's sure is cold on this November evening. Do sit down, sir. I will bring you your meal and beverage.
All right, Nicolas. This is just for one night. This table is sticky, and the floor is strewn with filth. This place could use a good cleaning. I do hope the food is edible.
Here you are, sir. A pie made out of the finest meat. The specialty of the house. And your hot beverage. Enjoy, sir.
Thank you, my good man. If this meat pie tastes as good as it smells, I have nothing to complain about.
Thank you, kind sir. And I can assure you it will taste just fine. Once more, enjoy your meal, sir. If you need me, I'll be in the kitchen.
I needed this. I can feel the warmth returning to my body. Now for this pie. Such a strange consistency. Wait. No. Do my eyes deceive me? No, that's impossible. It looks like a finger. That cannot be. Yes, it is. A human finger. This is human meat. Innkeeper! Innkeeper!
Yes, sir? What can I do for you?
Why is there a human finger in this pie?
What? I really don't know, sir.
You do not know. You are telling me a human finger just happens to miraculously materialize in my pie? Be careful with what you say next.
As I said, I really don't know, sir.
I am the Bishop of Myra. You are telling a lie to a man of the church. The Lord will not forgive your sin.
Your Excellence, I did not recognize you. I thought you were just an old man.
That's no excuse for serving anyone this vile dish. Show me where you keep the meat.
Of course, sir. Your Excellence. Please follow me. The meat is kept in these barrels, sir.
Open them!
But of course.
What wicked deed did you do?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I killed 3 students and put them in here, and soon you may join them in their fight.
Not only did you kill these innocent souls, but you butchered these humans as if they were animals, and even proceeded to feed them to your patrons.
Shut it! I am going to make it real easy for you. Either you walk out of here alive and keep those lips sealed, or I will let my cleaver do the talking.
Silence! I have heard enough from you. I will not stand for this. Dear Lord, have pity on these innocent souls, and let them have a place in your heavenly paradise.
What is happening?
Whilst I was praying, the yellow light emerged from the ring once again. And as by a divine miracle, the students were resurrected before my eyes. They just stood there alive and well.
What happened to the innkeeper?
He died on the spot. The sight was too much to bear for him. With help of my students, I brought the body of the innkeeper back with me to Myra. He was buried under my name in the cathedral on the 6th of December, 343. Now I was able to leave and travel to my heart's content.
You must have seen a lot.
Yes, I have. First, I traveled all over Europe, and to avoid any awkward questions, I never stayed anywhere too long, half a century at most. I mostly lived outside of any inhabited areas as well. Over time, I became very good at making wooden toys. And once a year, around the 6th of December, I visited the village and gave these wooden toys to the children. In one village, they gave me the nickname Father Nicolas. In another one, I became Saint Nicolas, or the Good Saint. Later, when I lived in the New World, I got the nickname Santa Claus.
You lived in America then?
Yes, during my time in Europe, I heard about it and was very curious about this new place. I lived in a village near New Amsterdam for quite some time. I fell in love with the countryside, and especially the Dutch people who lived there. Even after the English took over and New Amsterdam became New York, I stayed. But after several centuries, the once beautiful countryside changed, and the people changed.
Where did you go after you left?
I thought of my time in New Amsterdam, so the only country I could think of was the Netherlands. So I departed on a steamer. Let me tell you, I fell in love with this marvel of modern engineering immediately. As soon as I arrived in the Netherlands, I felt right at home.
Ah, yes, steamers. But never mind my obsession with steam engines. What about the ring?
I never used its divine power after that night in the inn. However, I still wear it day and night. But I can feel its power dwindling, Doctor.
I expected nothing less.
I'm sorry?
Oh, no, it's quite all right. I knew as soon as I saw it. My people have the ability to change our body when it gets too old or is mortally injured. We call it regeneration, and it requires a ton of energy. To let the first regeneration run smoothly, we all got a ring to aid in that process. That very ring you're wearing now, Nicolas. Lost and found, you could say.
Right. But how would you explain my advanced age and the fact that I can resurrect the dead?
Let me put it like this. The gemstone that resides in your ring is not a gemstone at all. It's a vessel which holds a drop of the elixir of life.
The elixir of life?
It is produced by the sacred flame, which is in the protection of the Sisterhood of Khan. As I was saying, this elixir is used to aid in the first regeneration process. Now that I think about it, my first regeneration went very well indeed. That's something I never thought about. Maybe I should look into that. Interesting.
But doctor, how does that relate to me?
What? Oh, yes. For some unexplained reason, the elixir was not used and stayed in the ring. The moment you put the ring on your finger, the elixir seeped into your human body. Therefore, the results were quite different.
But does that mean I may never die?
I really could not say. Only time can tell, Nicolas. I should think you might at least have a couple more centuries.
That's good to know. I'm so very pleased to have finally had the chance to meet you and get some answers.
So am I, Nicolas. But there's something I've always wanted to know. How do you deliver all those presents in one night?
Ah, Doctor, there you are. I've looked everywhere for you. You take me to this Dutch Santa Claus celebration and then you leave me without saying anything. And now I finally find you and you're just sitting here chatting with someone else. Are you and him old friends?
We are friends.
Sorry, who might you be, sir? Do we know each other? You have a familiar face. Actually, you kind of look like Santa Claus.
I might be a number of things, young lady. As it happens, I am Nicolas. The original, you might say.